Hi guys, here we are again, MMA UK News. Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about SGI10. SGI10's going to be Saturday the 7th of May. It's going to be at the usual place of Maryhill Community Halls in Glasgow. An awesome venue. Anybody that's ever been there before, anybody that's ever stepped on the mat at SGI will know the venue is absolutely awesome. It's got the tiered seats. The crowd are right on top of the action. It's going to be a little bit special this time because we've got pay-per-view available for SGI. So obviously previous SGIs, they had to rely on obviously teammates taking videos, so people got to see it. Whereas this time there is going to be pay-per-view, going to be commentary as well. I'll be one of the commentators, and I will have a special guest commentator with me as well. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing who that's going to be, and that'll be announced shortly as well. So ticket availability. There is tickets available, so head over to the Scottish Grappling page. It will take you through to their booking system. So tickets are available for this. And as I mentioned, pay-per-view also being announced as well. So if you cannot make the event on the night, then make sure you do get the pay-per-view that's going to be available now. My next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Eamon McElhinney, Team Ryano of Limavady. So I've had a lot of messages about Eamon. I get a lot of messages about a lot of people. So see when people's names get mentioned, and then suddenly I start getting messages saying, "Oh, this kid is unbelievable," and so on and so on. So obviously, Eamon, one of his biggest people that push Eamon is Andy Chapman. So Andy's been messaging me, telling me how good this kid is. Yeah, saying, Stoomboy, you need to see this kid. So we're going to see Eamon 7th of May, which is going to be absolutely awesome. So listen, Eamon, absolute pleasure, buddy. How you doing?
Thanks for having me on, man, and thank you so much for this here opportunity here. This is great, and
No.
I hope all the messages were telling good things, all the good things.
They were. There was no bad things, Eamon. So all good stuff. So as I say, obviously very, very excited for your match as well. I mean, as I said, I always get messages whenever we talk about doing a show or whenever a name comes up and people mess me and say, "Oh, wait till you see this kid." And usually it's always right. Usually the messages that comes through, whenever I see you guys in action, I'm like, wow. And then the coach usually comes over to me and says, "What did I tell you?" So I'd say again, buzzing to see you. I'd say quite a few messages about you. So I'm very, very excited. So, and then what about you, Eamon? So how's training going? So obviously now that we are officially back training, how's everything been going for yourself?
Man, training's been going great. Like I can tell you what I've been doing. Like over the past 2 days, I've literally been completely flat out. Yesterday morning, I was up at 6 a.m. and then I was in at 10, done a wee workout with Andy and Stacey between, was it 12 and 1?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a PT at 5 and training again from 6. So I was flat out. And then today again, up early in the morning. Yeah, I'm feeling great, man. I'm trying to make sure that I keep stretching, get a bit of weights and cardio.
Yeah.
A lot of things that I can implement into my training would be like breathing. You know, like Hicks and Gracie had a book about breathing. So I've been doing a lot of pranayama breathing and deep breathing and hot and cold therapy too, which has been
nice.
very positive to it. Yeah. And also eating well, eating clean, healthy.
Yeah. And how old are you? You're quite young. You're what, 17?
I'm 19.
Okay. So I thought you were 17. So you look 17. So, yeah. But no, so 19. I mean, there's not many. I mean, you probably look at your friends, right? How many of your friends are getting up at 6 in the morning? And because obviously I remember me being 19. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get out of bed until after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's obviously for a 19-year-old being able to do that and being strict and getting up at 6 in the morning, eating healthy, and as you mentioned, doing other things as well. So how do you keep yourself focused on what you're doing, Eamon?
Well, I mean, I guess this is another thing that's really conducive to the BJJ lifestyle is like meditation and yoga,
Yeah,
and like I have other creative outlets, like I play the guitar and things. And whenever it comes to jiu-jitsu, it's like all these things are already kind of already built in to us as humans. Like it's a primal thing.
yeah, yeah,
So whenever I can just focus on the idea that, okay, I'm fighting for my life,
yeah,
that there's why like everybody wants to go out in the competition, because that's what it feels like. Whereas whenever you're in the gym, it's laid back, it's chill. But whenever you go to actually do it, it's like, okay, you got to switch on here.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. No, definitely.
And that's
We
why
just
for me
had,
meditation has helped as well, because I can distinguish those things.
yeah, yeah. Meditation is great. I mean, I remember when Hickson first came out, because you talked about the breathing. When Hickson came out at first, talking about what he did, because he did the documentary about, obviously a big documentary years ago, and when he was doing the breathing stuff, a lot of people looked at it and thought, this guy's nuts. This guy's crazy. What kind of things is he doing? And then over the years, a lot of this stuff people then start to implement into their own training, their own, as you mentioned, meditation and so on. But a lot of people at the beginning thought this guy's mad for doing what he's doing. So
Well, fighting's also a mind game, Also, we obviously got to take care of our bodies, but it's a mind game. Like, um, the same feeling that you get being in an ice bath or like doing a really deep breathing session is a
yeah,
similar feeling that you get like whenever you have a real strong adrenaline rush in a fight. It's
yeah,
like it takes the same mental strength to stay 20 minutes in an ice bath
yeah.
as 20 minutes like being in a cage with somebody elbowing your face into the mat. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, definitely, definitely. We've had a few comments coming in. Obviously, some of your people. Let's go, Eamon from Fergal, and we've got John Iron just saying hi. It's Shay. So obviously Shay's using John's. Yeah, Shay's using John's, or I don't know what it means. And then My Life Gaming. Hi, it's Kyle.
Cool.
So few messages coming in there already. So and then what about you? So obviously SGI10. SGI10, I keep saying it's going to be historical because obviously there's been 9 SGIs before it. So and it's been building up and building up to the point where we've now got pay-per-view. It's now massive. We're getting a lot of big names on it, a lot of big matches coming through, and now we've got the pay-per-view. So it's now going to go wherever anybody wants to watch it. So how did you find out then that you were going to be on the show that night?
Well, Andy actually just talked to me about it. I heard him. I think he was talking to Caitlin about her match, and they were just talking about I don't know, it might have been flights or something, or how we get over there. And Andy was like, "You want to get a match?" I was like, "Okay." And it actually, this is working out pretty well for me because I have a group of friends and over in Scotland that I'm gonna be hanging out with, and a girlfriend. So it's gonna be pretty nice to get over there and travel and see the place a little bit as well as getting the fight. So it's gonna be really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Have you been over to Glasgow before, or this be your first time?
Oh, I was actually in Glasgow about a month ago whenever I was over visiting the girl, and I
Yeah.
really liked it. I
Oh,
went
so your
to
girl's from? Is your girl from here, or she from Northern Ireland but studying here?
Stirling. Yeah, she's from
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what's good about Stirling? I mean, Stirling, obviously, anybody that knows, talk about history, talk about fighting history. Stirling obviously had like the Battle of Bannockburn and so on. So there's a lot of fights between obviously Scotland and England back hundreds of years ago. So it's funny, obviously, you talk about coming over to fighting, and obviously you're going to be visiting your girlfriend in Stirling, which is the home of Scottish fighting, dating back hundreds of years.
I'm gonna remember this competition for a long time. It's gonna be nice.
Brilliant, brilliant. And then, what about you then? So obviously, 2022, it's going to be a big year for us because obviously, as you know, I mean, when you went into lockdown, you were what, 17-year-old, 16, 17. So obviously, the last 2 years we've been robbed of training, competition, and things like that. So,
Yeah,
what kind of
I don't
plans?
Yeah, I understand some people were. I was privileged enough that I was still able to train every day. Like I didn't,
Yeah,
I didn't stop.
yeah,
Whenever lockdown happened, and like I've kind of tapered down a bit. I mean, I was training every day for 4 or 5 hours. Not
right.
just jiu-jitsu, but other things. Like
Yeah,
it was just, like on the mats for ages. And then I started to kind of taper down a little bit and study a little bit more. And now I'm ready to
yeah,
pick it back up. Like I'm not really exactly happy with my weight right now. I want to be sitting up around 70, 80 kilos, 75
yeah.
in the next year. So I'm going to get the head down and bulk up a bit as well.
But I mean, you're still young. I mean, you're still young. You've still got a couple of years of growing to do as well. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably find yourself 21-year-old, and yeah, I mean, certainly if you're bulking up, and there's no better person than Andy Chapman. Andy Chapman, obviously, when it talks about bulking
Awesome.
up and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he knows his stuff when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about you then? What are we going to see from you this year then, Eamon? So obviously we know that SGI10 is going to be one of your main focuses. But what would you like to see yourself doing competition-wise going forward for the rest of 2022?
I'm gonna have a wee look and see. I haven't even looked at the what competitions are going on. To be honest, I've
Yeah,
been focusing a lot more on coaching and getting my guys ready for competitions. So I understand that whenever as a coach, if you're focused on competition, it'll kind of take away a little bit from your students.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I guess it also teaches them a little bit. I've been a little bit harder on all my students instead of flowing and letting them tap me. I've been like locking down on everything and
yeah,
subbing them moves. So there's definitely been a big shift in my style of just being the training partner, I suppose, lately.
yeah,
So
yeah,
um, I'm gonna start checking out these competitions and hopefully get on to maybe the NI Open,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Northern Irish Open.
That's next month, May as well. Yeah, is that I believe is it the 20th, 21st of May, if I'm right in saying, yeah. So,
It
um,
might
I
be.
see.
It might be. I don't know. I think it's no. It's in April. Two weeks time. I think it is.
Right, because I know there's is it the UK BJJ one or the Irish one?
Um, I I could not
Because
tell you.
I know the UK BJJ one. The UK BJJ one will be next month, and then obviously know the Irish Nationals one as well. I believe it's later on this month, end of this month. So obviously a couple of big comps coming up over the next few weeks, or the next month or so. But it's going to be brilliant to see. It's going to be brilliant to see because, as I say, there's a lot of talk about you. There's a lot of talk. As I say, you're still getting comments coming in. Daniel McElhinney, go on, bro. People, I'd say, people are buzzing. We don't normally get. I think I did an interview the other day where the guy just kept getting. There was messages coming through, and it just kept going and going and going. Which is the same for yourself. As I said, sometimes we get a couple of messages, but yeah, as I say, people want to see you. People are excited to see you on May the 7th.
Thank you very much. I'm very
Yeah,
excited. Very very excited.
yeah. And then final thing for you then, Eamon. So obviously you've been in the game for a little bit. So anybody you want to shout out to? So obviously any friends, family members, teammates, anything like that.
Well, obviously, I think I have to start with Andy. First of all, like he has been absolutely amazing over the past couple of years. Just a constant support and just like a good friend as well. So I'm very grateful for him and also all my teammates. Obviously, Stacey, Caitlin, is it Chris, especially Chris, he's the big grizzly bear they call him. So absolutely all my teammates and everybody who also supports me financially, gets PTs off me. That
Yeah,
absolutely grateful for those people. And my whole family, they give me constant support. They give me a roof under my head and food.
yeah, yeah.
So it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, all my Scottish friends, my new girlfriend, I really appreciate her. She's been a lot of help over the past few months. So yeah,
Definitely. Yeah, well, it's going to be great to see you. It's going to be great to see you coming over next month. Obviously, definitely got to catch up with you on the night as well. So guys, there we go. We're going to have Eamon McElhinney or McElhinney. Do you know I say it wrong? I always get names wrong. So McElhinney of Team Ryano Limavady is going to be here in Glasgow, Maryhill Community Halls, Saturday the 7th of May. That's going to be SGI10. As I said, anybody looking for tickets, Scottish Grappling page, go through their booking system. Anybody looking for the pay-per-view, definitely get your pay-per-view in there as well. Pay-per-view is going to be awesome, as I keep saying, because the fighters are going to come out to their own walkout music, and I mean, the crowd will be absolutely buzzing as they normally are. So definitely make sure you get there watching the event on May the 7th. So, Eamon, listen, absolute pleasure, buddy, talking to you.
Thank you. Can I just add in one wee thing about the walkout song?
Yeah.
There's a wee possibility that I might be making an original with my brother.
Nice.
So I don't know if that's ever happened before. We'll see. We'll see.
Nah, nobody come out to rap music or dance music or stuff like that. So that'll be good, mate. It'll be good to hear that as well. So, and again, with it being on pay-per-view, everybody's going to be able to hear that as well. So anybody watching in the crowd or anybody watching at home as well. So yeah, definitely listen out for this walkout music. So this is going to be original. Nobody's done that. I don't think anybody's done that. So that'll be good. That'll be good to hear. That'll be good to hear. Plus, you mentioned you play the guitar as well. So
we'll see. We're thinking of making it like nice and upbeat. So
yeah,
I don't know how it's gonna go.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing that, buddy. But listen, Eamon, enjoy the rest of your training. Obviously, stay safe, buddy. And yeah, I'll see you next month.
Brilliant. See you soon, bud.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.